Hello everyone. Today in this video we will be discussing the chapter in the Kingdom of Fools, which is from your book Moments. In this chapter there is a kingdom where the king and his ministers were all fools. And one day they decided that they had to be different from the other kingdoms, and so they came upon a plan. The plan was that everybody in that kingdom would sleep during the day and work during the night, and everything in that kingdom would cost only 1 rupee. Now, in order to be different from the others, this was made a law, and anybody who would be found to disobey this law would be killed. There was once a guru and a disciple who had come to visit this kingdom. And while on their trip, they were amazed by this unique custom of that kingdom. The disciple was tempted to stay there for a long period because he could eat all he wanted with just 1 rupee. But the guru warned him, saying that it was not at all advisable and safe to stay in a kingdom which was governed by fools. So the guru left the kingdom, whereas the disciple stayed back. Once a conflict arose in the kingdom. There was a theft that was committed in the kingdom at a rich merchant's house. But then during the theft, the thief died because he was trying to come out of the house through a hole in the wall, and the wall was so weak that it collapsed and killed him. Now the thief's brother, he went to the king and asked for justice for his dead brother. The king pondered upon this situation and ordered that the merchant had to be punished in accusation of murdering the thief. So the merchant was summoned. The merchant said that it was not his fault but that of the bricklayers, because it was the bricklayer who made the wall. Now, when the bricklayer was summoned, he said that he was distracted that day to make the wall because of the sound that the jingling of the dancing girls' anklets were making. So the dancing girl was called next. She was now an old woman, and she said that she had to regularly visit the goldsmiths that day because the goldsmith was late in delivering her order to her, and for that reason she had to constantly go up and down the street, and that is how the bricklayer was distracted from his work. So then the king next summoned the goldsmith. When asked, the goldsmith said that he did not purposefully delay delivering the order of the dancing girl, but he was caught up in making ornaments for a wedding that was there at a rich merchant's house, and in that way he was delayed. On asking who that rich merchant was, it was found that the rich merchant, who was now dead, was none other than the father of the merchant whose wall collapsed on the thief and killed him. So now the king said, if the son can inherit the wealth and property of the father, so he can also inherit his sins. And instead of the dead rich merchant, the son would be punished for killing the thief. Now a stake was prepared to execute the merchant. But then when it was made, it was found that it was too big for the thin merchant. So it was a dilemma. So the king ordered that a fat person had to be found from within the kingdom who would fit the stake and then be executed, because an execution had to happen. So a fat man had to be found. The soldiers went about looking for a fat man, and they eventually found the disciple who decided to stay back. By this time, the disciple had become as fat as a bull because he had fed on all the things he wanted to with paying only 1 rupee. So he had become very fat and plump by then. So when the soldiers came to summon him to be executed, he pleaded that why was he to be executed? He had done nothing. He was just a poor sannyasi. soldiers did not listen to him because they were just following the instructions of the king, and they anyways took him to the stake. It was now that the disciple realized the warning of his wise guru. He could now understand why his guru ordered him to leave that kingdom at the earliest, because the fools could not be trusted. By this time, the disciple, the guru, had understood, had realized about the distress of his disciple, and he came to his rescue. The guru, when he came, he asked the king that he, instead of the disciple, should be killed first at the stake. Now, this was a curious case. The king wanted to know why the guru wanted to get killed first. So he asked the guru what was the reason. The guru replied that anybody who gets killed on that stake, the first, would become the king in the next birth, and the person who would be killed the next would become the minister of that king. Now, listening to this, the king had postponed the execution for that day. That night, he and his ministers discussed this matter because they could not let their kingdom slip from their hands in the next birth. So they came to the conclusion that the minister and the king would disguise themselves as the disciple and the guru and would get executed instead of them. Now, this plan was successful. The plan of the guru was successful, and this is how the disciple and the guru were saved. The guru could save his disciple. Now, when the people in the kingdom came to know that their king and the minister were killed, they were in a dilemma now. They wondered who would be their next king. So they asked the guru and the disciple to become the ruler and the minister of that kingdom. Obviously, the disciple agreed at once, but the guru, he did not get convinced quite easily. He said that he would agree to rule that kingdom and become the king only in one condition, and that was that all the old laws will be changed, and their kingdom would be similar to the other kingdoms where everybody would work in the day and sleep at night. And all the people, they readily agreed to it, and then onwards the kingdom was ruled by the wise guru and his disciple. So that is all for this video. I hope this video was interesting and you have understood the chapter. Thank you and have a nice day.